Well, hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to the show. This is New Way to Do It, and I'm your host, Reese. Excuse me. So, before I get started, I would like for you to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and share. That's what I have been forgetting to say before. So, and share it. Maybe you'll find a like interest in me. But today's topic, I want to talk about. Oh, sorry about that. That's too close. Today's topic is about the 300 policemen in Los Angeles that had the blue flu and how the crime rate went up. Okay, so do you think it's fair what they did? We are paying these people, but they feel they had a right to take off, or I mean, yeah, they had a right to take off a sick day and here and there. We all do, you know. But for 300 policemen to call in one day, see, that's why I say that the police unions have too much power, and we need to abolish the police unions because they don't need a union to represent them. Okay, they already work for the state or the government, however we want to put it, you know. But their arrogance is just unbelievable. So they'll think, you know what, we won't go to work, we'll show them people and let the crime, let everybody kill each other and all this kind of stuff. See, people, this is when I say that it's orchestrated to the for your demise. Now, yeah, we have crime, and I'm going to touch on black crime in a minute. But I want to say this first, and I want to say this to Mr. Tatum, Officer Tatum. You can't blame Lives Matter for everything that goes wrong in the black community. Come on, man. You're not being realistic. Yeah, I would agree that our people need to step up. That's what I talk about on this show all the time, about our people stepping up. But to try to put it in Black Lives Matter's lap, that's just pitiful. And I would agree with you that nothing's being done about the black on black crime in the neighborhood, and our people do need to come together. But I want to give y'all a little, I'm gonna say a history lesson, on the state of our people in America. Originally, like I said before, originally the police wasn't formed to serve and protect you and me. They was formed to protect, property and money and hunt down slaves, you know. And over the years, hasn't changed, you know. Just the way they address it has changed because they still look at you as a slave, but a contained slave, So if you want to be all and scared, upset because the police are decide to take the day off, you know, that makes you so weak to me. When you can stand up for yourself, like I told you before, you don't need the police. All we need is people to come together, and we can solve any problem we want to solve. But back to the police taking off. They did that to hurt you, don't they? They did that to signal the criminals to go ahead and be criminals and do criminal acts. Don't get caught up in the fact that they not coming to work and you won't see a decline in crime and all that kind of stuff. You never really see a decline in it when they're on the job. So, Mr. Tatum, quit selling that pipe dream. The police is not important to our society. Now, if you want to do something about the crime that's in the cities, you make them do their job. It's like you said on your video. Y'all know who's doing it. You know where they at. But the police do too. They know who they are and they know where they at too. But you don't see them lining up to go get them. Think about that one. Also think about, like I said before, When you try to take something from somebody and they don't want you to take it or they know you're coming for it, they're going to do everything they can to stop you. This is a part of that tactic. They want to scare you into begging them to come back and accept all their BS all over again. Don't be foolish, people. If 300 cops want to take, don't want to come to work, or 3,000 cops don't want to come to work, get rid of them because you're giving them too much power, and they enjoy that power. Like I said before, we're going to have crime. It's just a part of this country. It's a part of how this country was built. It was built on crime and deceit and death. You know. So why you expect anything different? I don't hear nobody talking. I don't hear you talking, Mr. Tatum. And even though I'm against you politically, I do stand with you on what you said about our people standing up and getting together. But how they gonna do that, Mr. Tatum, or anybody else that think they got an answer to this question? How they gonna do it? It's okay for people like you, and I can even put me in the category, to sit on social media and say what needs to be done, but nobody's doing anything. What do you say about that? You talked about the athletes and Black Lives Matter and actresses and actors and stuff like that getting into it. If they cared, they would have done it a long time ago. That's the bottom line. You want to hear it again? If they cared, it would have happened a long time ago. So the blame game that you're putting on them is worthless. See, these people, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, they come out the hood. They see what's going on, and the last thing they want to do is see it again, because it don't affect them anymore. Just like it really don't affect you anymore. But for the people that's out here that it do affect, they're not going to get any help unless they do it themselves. You could talk about Black Lives Matter. You can talk about the athletes and the actors and all those kind of people. But you can surely see they don't give a damn. So what's to do? Who's going to bring our people together and make them see that what they're doing is detrimental to our people? Are you? Or anybody like you? See, I think on some of your videos you come from a good spot, from an honest place. But most of them, I think it's just nonsense you're spewing. Now, your rant about our people and what they're not doing, I commend you for that. You have my respect for that. And me calling you a piece of crap, I'm going to take that back for right now. Because what you did, I thought was great. But you're not the only one doing it. It was some of us out here doing it before you, before we got on social media. And by you being an ex-policeman, you should understand how the police departments work. But I didn't hear you mention that. I just heard you, you know, argue about, be argue about your conviction about our people, and I have to agree with you. So I'm not bashing you about that. I'm not going to bash you about that because it'd be unfair. Because that's what I sit up here and I talk about, improving our people. That's exactly what I want to do. But the problem I have with you and people like you is because you want to take one issue and you want to hit us upside the head with that issue. But like I said, you never hit the white people upside the head. You say you never saw black, white killing on the scale that you see with our people, and you're right. You're never going to see it unless there's a revolutionary war or something like that. And it's not because they're more civilized. It's because the majority understands what's going on. You bring poverty into a neighborhood. You bring despair into a neighborhood. You bring doubt, fear, mistrust, and abuse. How else is the people are going to lash out? They're going to lash out at each other. Because if they know if they lash out at someone else, they're going to have to pay a price for it. People are not stupid, Mr. Tatum, and others. But y'all never seem to see that. You never seem to see the big picture. You want to stop what's going on in these streets? Then go out to the streets and stop it. You want it to be a change for the black people? Then start a change. Don't sit around and get upset at the people because they don't know what to do either. There's no minds working on this issue except minds that's ready to put it down or talk about you. You know, we all know what's going on is wrong. Every last one of us. But the first person to stand up is the first person that's going to be heard, Mr. Tatum. It's okay to go on social media and talk about how upset you are and we shouldn't be doing this and you know you don't live in Chicago and you know what do that matter, man? You're not thinking. You have brains of mush. If you want to change this, the people have to come together and change it. And they need a person that's going to stand with them. And they need people that's going to stand behind them. Now, you mentioned the NFAC. What you mention them for? They have enough problems of their own dealing with white supremacy. And then talk about going to that town where there's not racists at. You're wrong. It's still racist people there. The Ku Klux Klan is still there. And it came, and what he said came from a threat that came from people from that town. And he was responding to it. Now, granted, they could be in a black neighborhood, but why would they come? Is there an incentive for them to come? Just to help out people? See, y'all not thinking. But you're reacting. Stop and think, Mr. Tatum. When Martin Luther King was going around the country and preaching, what was he doing? He was going around the country and preaching. He was walking through the neighborhoods, talking to the people. I don't see anybody doing that. You're also scared to go in the neighborhood and get shot. I mean, so scared to go in the neighborhood, you feel that you may get shot. It stops you in your tracks from being productive to try to help our people. But it's okay to go on social media and talk about it. This is where I fault you and people like you. I think sometimes your intentions are good. But instead of badgering, there you go putting people down again, come up with a solution, man. Come up with a tangible solution that people can grasp. Or do you know how to do that? Go to the leaders and criticize them. Now here in the city, in Chicago, everybody know, well, the majority of us know, that this mayor and governor is not for the common people. Just like we know that the black elites are not for the common people. But everybody got a comment. If you have power or influence, which I have none of, but if you and people like you have power and influence start something. Quit talking about it and do something. But I doubt if you do. You know. And to speak about the little girl that got murdered, it is a shame. It hurts my heart. And you're right. They gave all this money for Floyd and nothing for her. But the circumstances in this case are slightly different, Mr. Tatum. Yeah, that baby did not deserve to die, but neither did Mr. Floyd. And it ain't been publicized like Mr. Floyd. So why don't you blame the press for that one? Why don't you blame the press for not holding people accountable? I'm not going to answer that. You know, sorry. It's a shame that we just go back to blaming each other again. So how you think we're going to get out of this circle? Because that's all it is. It's just going around and round and round. You want to know how? Or you're too scared to find out? Let me give you one suggestion. And people like you, one suggestion. Get off your ass and do something. Don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid of criticism. Don't be afraid of change. Because that's the only way it's going to happen. So until you do all that, quit blaming other folks. Because it's still just our fault. Don't take a group or individuals and blame them. Because remember, the gang culture came out of the abuse of our people. I know people don't want to realize that it'll be true. If you just look at the Black Stone Rangers, or the Black Panthers. Where did the movement come from? It came from police abuse. It came from society not giving a damn about you and me and our people. And that started the movement. They had to arm themselves because the police would take them out like they was, cockroaches, and they got roach spray. So that led to more people thinking the same way. I got to defend myself. And then over the years, by them bombarding our neighborhoods with poverty, police brutality, drugs, what did you expect to happen? It was so subtle, nobody knew what was coming. And when it was tried to stop it, who do you think was the main people trying not to stop it? Mr. Tatum. Where do you think the drugs came from? Mr. Tatum. Where was the black leaders to stop the drugs? Mr. Tatum. You see, it's so easy to play the blame game and put other people down because you feel that they're not doing anything. But this been happening at least 50 years. And nobody was trying to stop it then. Well, some was, but majority wasn't. When you got a people that's downtrodden, not working, making money, uneducated, because they really wasn't educating these kids, and somebody comes along and introduce drugs, the government, and introduce drugs into your society, and tell you can make money doing this shit, what you think people gonna do, man? See, it goes way back. And people like you refuse to go way back because you're scared. You don't really want to face the truth. You don't want to blame the government for implementing all this BS, bringing these drugs and guns into the neighborhood. But you'll steady put our people down. So to finish my thesis, as I would call it. So when the drugs came into the neighborhood and people found out they could make money selling these drugs to better their lives, they knew that it was killing their people. But what choice did they have? It's like a woman that's been downtrodden and gets no respect, and she sells her body to survive. All the perverts come out to buy her body, but none of them give a shit about her. Excuse me, give a damn about her. No. So to other people, she becomes scum of the earth because she's doing what she has to do to survive. Yeah, Mr. Tatum, this is a survival issue. Yeah, people, this it's a little better now than it was 40, 50 years ago. People can get better educations. Maybe they can get jobs, you know. But the gang culture has always been a part of United States society. I've mentioned it before. And the killing has always been a part of this country because that's what it is. So if you and others want to make a change, get off your butt and come out and make a change. All you elitist, middle class black people that's so tired of all of this, you need to be on the street. And one thing I do say you was right. Another thing I say you was right about the people marching for Floyd, but they don't march for the people in our neighborhood. I brought that up already. And until somebody that has some type of influence and some type of power that's of our race, within our race, that's the only way it's going to get stopped. Until then, you're blowing at the wind. Because like I told you before, white society don't care. Latin society don't care. African society mostly don't care because they worry about their own stuff. Everybody else is concerned about their own stuff. If y'all want to kill up each other, they don't care. And most of the black elites don't care. Because all of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are making money off of it. Let's just say for instance, Mr. Tatum and others, because I'm not picking on you, sir. Not today, anyway. But where did the guns come from? You got anybody tracking that? You used to be a cop. Maybe you should find some data on it. How the drugs getting in here, Mr. Tatum? Got any answers for that one? How about society pitting us against each other, Mr. Tatum and others? How about that one? Nobody has answers. Everybody got criticism. And as much as it hurts me to see any of our people die, it's going to start hurting a lot more until somebody do something about it. Are you willing to do something about it? I guess you're not. Help the people that needs help. Do what you need to do. But I just looked on your video and that's you got 148,000 views, man. That's 148,000 people that you could bring to your side to try to help what's going on. And all the rest of you, black, liberals, conservatives, whoever you want to be, that gets lots of views like that. You have influence. Influence is power. Use it. Good might come out of it. So, that's my rant for today. And I'm not through with this, but I'm taking up a lot of time on this particular video. So to everyone, please subscribe. Please like and share and leave a comment. And stay tuned for my next video. Thank you and God bless.